So, what could a high-tech digital agency, a massive construction company, and a faith-based financial coach possibly have in common? Well, it turns out they all share this powerful blueprint for success that can take you from total chaos to absolute clarity. And today, we're going to break it all down.
So let's start with a question for you. What do these three things have in common? Dominating your market online, engineering a skyscraper from the ground up, and building lasting wealth God's way. I know, on the surface they seem like they're from different planets, but stick with me because we're about to uncover the secret strategy that links them all.
I mean, just think about how huge these goals are. Taking over a digital market, you're fighting algorithms and competitors 24/7. Building a skyscraper, that needs insane precision at every single step. And creating real financial peace, that's a deeply personal battle. Each one is a massive, complex undertaking. And all that complexity, it leads us straight into what you could call the vision-reality gap. You know what I'm talking about. It's that super frustrating space between the amazing thing you want to achieve and the messy, difficult, obstacle-filled journey it takes to actually get there. Because every single one of these goals, they all start with that spark, right? A clear, powerful vision of what you want to build or create or become. That's the exciting part. That's the dream. But let's be real. We all know the truth. The second you start moving, that nice, straight line you imagined just turns into a tangled mess. Problems you never saw coming pop up. You've got different teams or different efforts pulling you in opposite directions. And that crystal clarity you started with, yeah, that quickly turns into chaos. And listen, this isn't just some small annoyance. This chaos, it comes with a really, really high price tag. It's the frustrating, expensive, and honestly demoralizing result of trying to handle all that complexity on your own without a solid plan. And what's so wild is just how universal these symptoms are. In business, it looks like wasted ad money and your competitors grabbing customers that should be yours. Personally, it feels like the crushing stress of living paycheck to paycheck or constantly arguing about money. All of these frustrations, they all come from the exact same root problem, not having a cohesive system. So what's the bottom line here? It can be pretty devastating. As the digital agency FOSIA puts it, the result is lost revenue, frustrated teams, and growing way slower than you know you're capable of. That right there is the true price of chaos. So how in the world do you fix this? How do you bridge that gap? Okay, this is the big turning point. What all our sources show us is that the answer isn't about buying another product or some quick fix. It's a fundamental shift in your entire approach. You have to stop buying products and start adopting a complete system. Okay, let's break this down because this is key. The old way is buying one isolated thing, like a website. The system way, which FOSIA is all about, is engineering an entire revenue system. The old way is just hiring a contractor for a job. The system way, like with IAC, is bringing on a building partner for the whole project. You see the pattern, right? You're moving from a single, isolated action to a fully integrated framework. So what do we even mean by a system? Well, FOSIA gives us this fantastic definition. It's a proven framework that combines strategic thinking with excellent execution to deliver one outcome: predictable growth. The key words there are proven and predictable. It's not about hoping for the best. It's about having a reliable process that works. Okay, so let's get really specific now. We're going to look at three completely different blueprints for growth that show exactly how this system-based approach transforms that chaos into clarity. First up, we've got FOSIA's digital growth system. It's just so logical, it makes perfect sense. It all starts with strategy. You don't write a single line of code until you have a crystal clear roadmap. Then and only then do you move on to technical excellence, building the actual digital machine that works for you 24/7. And finally, it's all about continuous growth, using data to make sure your results are predictable and can scale up. It's about building the right thing and then building the thing right. And check this out, this testimonial just perfectly illustrates the result. Dr. Martin doesn't just say, hey, they built us a website. He says they gave his company a new image and that they're working on the future of his business. See? That's the kind of result you get from a system, not just a one-off product. All right, next up, let's see how this exact same idea plays out in the physical world with the construction partner IIC. Their system isn't just about selling you some bricks. No, they integrate everything: the highest quality materials, the real estate development know-how, and the construction services to put it all together. By bundling all of that, they just eliminate the chaos of you trying to manage a dozen different vendors. It's a seamless A to Z solution. And now let's bring it right down to the personal level with Lillian's stewardship framework. This is a brilliant 4-pillar system for your finances, and it's so smart because it starts at the very foundation, your mindset, before it even gets to the practical stuff like budgeting, debt elimination, and then the ultimate vision, building a legacy.
And would you look at these results? They're just as dramatic. Listen to this quote from Bernadette Sue. "We went from chaos to clarity." There it is again, that same theme. They paid off $15,000 in only 5 months. And here's the most important part, they finally have peace. That is absolutely life-changing, and it was all driven by a system.
But wait, there's one last crucial piece to this puzzle. A system is an incredible tool, for sure, but all 3 of our sources point to this one secret ingredient that makes these systems truly come alive and deliver those mind-blowing transformational results.
And here it is. A system all by itself is powerful, no doubt. But a system that is guided, implemented, and fine-tuned by a dedicated partner, that is what creates real transformation.
Now look at the language on the slide. This is what's so telling. FOSIA doesn't call itself a vendor. It calls itself a digital growth partner. IC is a trusted partner for builders. Lillian is your steward coach. They are all deliberately, intentionally positioning themselves not as people who sell you something, but as partners who are invested in your outcome.
So here's the absolute crucial point. They don't just hand you a blueprint and say, good luck. They actually join you on the journey to build the thing. They're the guide who's already walked the path, who knows where the traps are, and who can help you navigate the chaos. It's the difference between buying a map and hiring an expert guide to lead you through the jungle.
Which brings us right here to our final thoughts. And really, a question for you. Think about it. Whether it's in your business, in your finances, or any other big, ambitious project you've got going on, what chaos in your world is just waiting for the right system and the right partner to finally bring it into order?